I've encountered a problem. So although I've made the width between the cabinets big enough for this to fit, what I didn't take into account was the seat belts. Now the seat belt buckle extends on either side beyond the width that I've left between the cabinets. So I have a problem. The other thing that I've discovered is that these headrests are not easily removable. I just assumed because they moved that I'd be able to unclip them. But no, they've made those anti-removable, I guess to stop kids from extracting them and hitting each other with them in a school bus. So I am going to have to use my grinder to cut those off, and then I'm probably going to have to make the one cabinet a little bit narrower to get this to fit. And there you have it. I have successfully removed the headrests. So as it turns out, I just needed to cut one side and then rotate it, and then it came out, and then the little plastic caps that are on top just popped off with a little persuasion from Jeremy Clarkson, the hammer, and I now have a seat that is the right height. However, the feet are an inch too far over to the right, so I need to loosen those, slide them over to the left. Thankfully they are adjustable to a degree. However, I suspect I may need to drill some new holes to move them over for them to fit the unwin rails, because that's the easiest thing to do, is fit the seat to the unwin rails, which are already secured to the van, which is exactly how these were fitted in a school bus. So now I just need to remove these buckles, and then I can try and get the seat in between the cabinets, and then I'll have a much better idea. Here I have my frame. Now I was going to take this frame apart, however I have decided I need to keep it square, so I know exactly where to position the legs. Now the legs are not too far off from where they need to be. They don't slide, so some of these other unwin seats for minibuses and that, actually the legs can slide. And I was led to believe that these could slide, but they can't. I'm going to need to drill holes the whole way through, like there is over here, for me to adjust the legs. I figured the best thing would be to bring the frame into position, because now I can see if the frame will fit. The seat does overhang the frame a little bit, but it's soft, so it can squish in place. What won't fit, as I discovered, was the seatbelt buckle mounting points. The one fouled over here against this post, and that's why the seat wouldn't go any further back. So my measurements are actually working. The seat actually will fit, but I have to figure out what I'm going to do about the buckles. What I might do is actually put the buckles in the center. In other words, take the two seats and swap them over, so that the shoulder strap is on the outside, that shoulder strap is on the outside, and the buckles are in the center. Here are the seat bases. That's where it mounts this is where it mounts to the frame. That is where the seatbelt buckle fits. So if I can, what I'm going to do is swap these seats around so that left's right, right's left. The strap will then be on the outside over there, and then the buckles will be on the inside over here, and then the seat should fit. That's the theory. What I've done is I've positioned the frame so it's about a centimeter from each edge to give the seats a little bit of breathing room. I've used a set square to mark the center line of the unwin rails. So now I need to drill those, drill them straight, drill them true, and then I'll be able to shift the legs over and then try my idea of swapping the seats over, mounting it again to the base, and then hopefully dropping it in place. There are my 4 new holes, well, my 4 new pilot holes, that is. So I'm going to drill a 10 and then a 12 just to give it a little bit of wiggle room. Shift the frames over, bolt them on, and then refit the seats. I've used a carbon drill with a little bit of paste, and it's cut through this beautifully. So let's make them holes bigger, shall we? And here are my magic unwin T-bolts, which are ridiculously overpriced at £11 each. Nevertheless, I have a whole whack of them from when I mounted the rock and roll bed into the van, and you can see they very easily fit into that space over there. Now that I've got the legs back on the frame, I'm going to try and fit them on the unwin rails. Hopefully they're going to fit. So let's do it. Now I can position my seat base on the bolts, like so. Slide these ones forward. And the beauty of that is, with the bolts loose, I can actually slide this seat, which is perfect. Now I can try and pop the seats on top. And the Loveseat is in place. It took a little bit of wrangling to line up the rails with the holes because of the foam on the cushions of the seat, squeezing it to the left and right, but we got there in the end, and each of the 4 mounting points are bolted down and the seat is pushed back. One problem that we did have was that the fridge fouled the end of the cushion on the right hand side, so I've had to move the sliders forward by 2 inches. So other than that detour, things are looking good. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, stick around for the next video. Thanks for watching. Happy days.